Oh, hey, little larger than life there. 1 second, peoples. My bad. Holy monkey. I was supposed to lock that. Hoopsies. There we go. There we go. We'll lock that. There, it's locked. We're good. Hey. Oops. What is going on, everybody? I want to thank you all for coming to Vape with the Viking. Sounds like a review, because, well, it's kind of the mindset I'm in tonight. I do want to start, first off, it's going to look really weird, so I apologize. I have my old webcam set up as the face cam because I definitely have the good camera, the good Sony, set up for a dive down. I didn't want to try to move it and reposition it between FaceTime, dive down, all that kind of good stuff. It can be time consuming because, well, my mount's a pain in the butt. So that's why it's going to look a little different, a little off, probably a little delayed, all that kind of weird stuff. But what we are here for tonight, spring is on her way to the beach. Spring. So I thought I'd change it up a little bit different. I'm going to try to keep an eye on your guys' chat, but when I get carried away into the dive down, I might not be able to see much, but Barbie is in chat, so she'll be able to probably field questions or at least say, hey, they're yelling at you. Nate, what is going on? Love the new intros. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It was like one of the first things I did when I got the new job was start working on intros and stuff, and did that for a little bit. And now, of course, you guys have seen some Steamcrave reviews. You also saw hopefully you saw the damn Vape review. Got a couple other companies that might be sending me some stuff here too, so you might see some different companies' reviews here. Excuse me. But I know Watofo, they're going to send me a couple things kind of as a trial run. Another company called SMPO. Yeah, I think that's it. They have a reusable disposable device they want me to review and show you guys, so we'll take a look at that, which if you haven't don't know what that is, it's a disposable because it's got its own built-in battery and the coil and everything. You can't replace anything, you just keep refilling it, but hopefully it works pretty good. If it looks weird to make the meds for that, or so for if it looks weird to make meds for that, I don't think I quite follow you on that one, Nate, but okay. But glad to have you all here. Like I said, this is going to be something a little bit different. There might be some haters out there saying, hey, Grim does this, Bogan does this, all that kind of stuff. Not trying to copy those guys. I'm not going to be doing this on the reg like they do. But, I really want to show this off to you guys. And pretty much all week long, I was testing this for a bit. And I just never got to the dive down portions of it. So I was like, you know what? We'll just kill two birds, one stone, stuff like that. Heather, I need to see that review. Yeah, for the reuse or refillable disposable. Yeah, I'm not a disposable user at all. So if I dig it, it's definitely going to be way different for me because I don't know. It's weird. It's different. If you have a device to show, life is a cool way to do it. Yeah, Jimmy, it really is. The only thing that I kind of worry about, and hopefully Barbie will nudge me if she needs to, is concentrating too much on the dive down, showing you guys how to build it, this and that, and completely ignoring chat altogether. Disposable is a lifesaver for me with the kiddo. Yeah, Heather, Mike Green at Darkstar, he's been piquing my interest because I'm trying to find something for work, and most of these mods and everything I have just doesn't really work for what I do. And he and a bunch of the people in the UK swear by these elf bars. They're only available that I can see in the US. There's one company that carries them, but they only carry like the ice versions or iced versions, and I don't really do that. So I'm like, but I've been really thinking about trying those elf bars, but gotta find a better location, a better place to that has them here in the U.S. So, or anybody in the U.S. that has them. Fuck us, show us the device. That's mean, Jimmy. I mean, that's kind of mean, dude. Hell, that would work for you. Yeah, because I know you like some ice stuff. So yeah, check out Elf bars. If you could do an iced liquid, I guess the flavors on those things are on point. They last quite a while, all that kind of good stuff. Like Mike hates the fact that he enjoys them that much. So that tells you something. No. But real quick, I'll kind of show you what I'm vaping on tonight. It's going to be kind of Steamcrave-ish, just because I've been using the hell out of them. Look into it. Yeah, no, not a problem. So we've got the Steamcrave, the Hadron Pro, which is, of course, oh god, I forgot how bad this camera is. It's the LiPo version, DNA 250C, with the Ragnar on top. And we've got Lobotomy, of course, up in there. I guess if you kind of hold some stuff in the background, it's not horrible, but when you're used to one camera and go back, it's not good. Then we got the Hydron 220 with the Squonk backpack and, of course, an Asgard 30mm. Thank you so much to Mr. Jason Witt. I sent him a little something, something, and he was all like, here you go. It's red. It's an Asgard. You're good to go. And in there we got some Shy Tots, some Pernacious. Wow. That camera, the distancing is messing with me. But some Pernacious in there. And then last we've got the Suicide Sidefire with the QP M25 on that guy. And one of my new faves from Darkstar, got some Cherry Cola up in there. It's too much light and it doesn't focus. And God, I hate the old camera. But if any of you have ever tried the Cherry Cola that Mr. Jimmy James is peddling, they make it over in Canada. It's like cherry sparkle, really, really, really good. This is a great substitute. The only thing it suffers from is when you get into higher wattages, it kind of kills the cherry, but makes the cola nice and poppy and refreshing. And then if you go into like a higher ohm or lower wattage build, it brings more of the cherry out, but then it kind of flattens out the cola portion of it. So it doesn't do like Cherry Sparkle where you can do both at various temperatures, wattages, builds, stuff like that. So for what I vape though, it's still good. I get that just like that touch hint of cherry and then a nice crisp cola. But if you want more cherry, then you either have to drop it down power wise or even, go to Canada and get some of that Cherry Sparkle. But what we are here to see, and it'll be in a dive down, but because this is going to be a horrible picture, because the lighting is set more for down, but we're looking at this mini robot combo kit from Steamcrave. Now, what this guy is going to be is it is an MTL device, but they did something really interesting. Instead of just making an MTL tank, they made it into a combo, and I can get it out of the box here. It is a MOSFET mod, and it is in a tube. So, and if you're not 100% positive what MOSFET is what you would call like semi-regulated. It does have protections, but it usually does not have anything other than a button and maybe some voltage modes, and that's about it. So really kind of like a step to a mech. It's definitely not fully mech, but it's also not regulated. You can't adjust it up and down. Now this one does have 3 different voltages you can do, and that's by some button presses, and we'll look in the manual on that, how to do that. But I thought it was really neat. They have even the little adjustment thing, which we'll see better on the dive down, to adjust your battery, which I thought was really neat. And it is, I guess, waterproof and dustproof and all that kind of good stuff. So that's pretty cool. I did test this for basically a week, and I've already ripped out the build, and we're going to put a new build so you guys can see it, and I'll show you all the features on it. But so far, it was doing pretty good. Now I put it on a different mod just so I could take it to work and had some higher nick juice in it. Tonight we'll actually try it with the tube on it and everything, so that should be good. But let's go ahead and get that back in its position there. And we'll change that all out. Let's see, before I drop down, Let's see. What's up, bro? I'm wondering about this. Georgia, what's going on? Spring, there she goes. I'm on the road. How's the beach? She's not on the beach yet. James Rivera, good evening. What's up, man? Haven't seen you in forever, dude. Miss your face. Yeah. We would miss your face if we knew you weren't going to be at the damn beach. But anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and drop the hammer on the mini robot. Oh, look at that. That worked out beautifully. All right, so here's the box all open and everything. So what we're going to do is first we'll take and show the contents, and then we'll get back into the manual and everything. So what you're seeing here, sideways, sorry, is you are getting the tube. When you get the whole kit, the robot kit, you're going to get the tube. You're going to get the RTA itself. You're going to get a separate spare glass or a spare. You're going to get bubble glass. You're going to get your tri-tool, of course, your manual, and then you're going to get this guy right here. Now, I was thinking, oh, it's a bunch of coils or something like that, but it really was not. It's cool. It's like all the extras. So you have a Delrin or plastic drip tip instead of just the metal stainless one. And then you do get a couple coils. They are a 316 stainless. I'm going to opt not to use these. Wow, there you go. Just because I don't really do stainless all that much unless I'm doing temperature control. And of course, this is a pure voltage mod, so I won't be doing temperature control, but some pretty just nice looking little round wires. And then you have a bunch of stuff in here. I'm going to get this out of the way so I don't spill it yet again. These are going to be airflow pins, and you'll see this on top of the RTA. Let me get the mic a little closer here. Had that all the way across the way there. Anyway, so these are going to be your pins. They do have different sizes, and in the booklet it'll show you the different sizes and what's pre-installed. But one of the things I really wanted to show off here, because there's not a lot of devices that use this, you'll notice some small stubby ones that have no hole. They just look like screws or whatever you want to call them. These are what you would call a blind pin. And what that does is if you take and you're trying to have an issue of dialing in your airflow, or you either get too much or too little, you can't find that nice in between, you can take a bigger one, keep it on one side and put a blind pin on the other, and that will actually take and only draw air through the one pin essentially. So that's some a little bit different, but the ones that are in there are, I want to say the second from largest, because you got these that are the smallest, and then you got some other, these are the really big pins. And I did try dry puffing on this with those in there, and it's a very, I would call it a restrictive direct lung, not an actual MTL. And then of course the other little baggies you have excuse me, you have some screws, or this one is the baggie for the mod itself. You have a little silicone plug, another silicone plug for the waterproofing, and some screws probably for the MOSFET chip. I guess if I would actually look at the screen, I can see. You guys can't even see that. There we go. So some bits and bobs for the mod itself. And then this has of course the deck screws, replacements, and a bunch of different O-rings in there as well. So lots and lots of goodies, but you know, that's Steamcrave. They do that a lot. So real quick, we'll take a look at, quit hitting the darn mouse. Darn it, there we go. We'll take a look at the manual here. There are a couple things I wanted to point out that I saw in here that are very important. Here they talk about the blind air pin, RTA features. You guys are going to be like, whoa, aren't you prepared for this? Well, yeah, kind of, but I never do it live. I usually get to edit. But here's the different voltage outputs. You have 3.5, 3.8, and 4.2. So those are going to be the three different modes essentially you're going to be able to use. So again, total voltage mode, you're not going to be able to dial up or down except for these three settings. And then, like it does say in here, that the chipset is changeable and it's a waterproof chip. and then it tells you all your full protections, and that's why it's semi-regulated. It does kind of the basic things it needs to do: low battery, overcurrent, temp, over temp, 10 seconds, stuff like that. But other than that, it pretty much hits like a mech. And then there's some parameters and stuff like that in there, and then adjustable cover with the vent holes, which we'll see that closer. Total specs, stuff like that. Oh, this is kind of what I was really kind of wanting to show, and let's see if I can get it from not hitting that light. So this has actually got a couple unreleased products on here that I thought was really neat. So here you're going to see that they're going to be doing a classic MTL RTA here. I can't remember, I couldn't say soon, but I think no later than the end of the year. And then as you see this Hydron light combo, that, stop getting into the light, there we go. That is something I'm super interested in. A little side-by-side action by Steamcrave. And then on the back side, there we go. Here's a good teardown of the entire RTA. And then they tell you how to wick it and coil it and all that kind of good stuff, which we'll get into that live here. But good information. Here's all the different pins. So you got a blind air pin, a couple of the 0.8s, a couple of 0.12s, and a couple of the 1.6. The 0.12s are what is in their stock. So, but yeah, that's that. And of course, like I said, here's all of this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull out this bubble glass because I did use it, and I did a couple times almost run out of juice. So we're going to put the bubble glass in this time. Let's go and move all this stuff here. Keep wanting to pause it. Can't pause. This is live, you donut. Let me get a build stand real quick. And just because it's taller, we'll get a little Jimmy James build stand. Well, let's go to the bottom. Here we go. Let's go to the bottom here real quick before we cover it all up. So what you're seeing here is, of course, too much lighting. Yeah, goon. Designed by BJ. And then, of course, your serial number. I got 61, all the warnings, all that good stuff. It is a hybrid safe 510. The 510 is past the threading and the peak insulator. So you could throw this on a small mech device if you wanted to. All right. So here's the top here. And, of course, you got your 510. Now, everything when I got it was super tight. So be careful. The stuff will come out eventually. You just got to kind of force it a bit. But there's your 510. And the stainless on the stainless looks pretty cool. I did use the black plastic or Delrin just because sometimes I don't like the stainless, but it, in my opinion, kind of looked off. So it definitely looks way better all stainless. And up top here, you do have your airflow pins. And then, of course, you have, whoa, there we go, Mini Robot by Steamcrave on there. And the top fill is really neat. So you just take, and it has a bit of knurling, if you can kind of see there. There's a little bit of nubs. It doesn't do much, but it will allow you to grab a hold of this guy, and you'll be able to unscrew that. There's one of those little tiny O-rings. And then there is your fill ports. And I do apologize if there's some crud in there. Thought I got it clean, but anyway. So there's your fill ports. 4 little tiny fill ports. So big bottles like Darkstar and Twist types are not going to work real well. So you either have to syringe it, or, you know, a regular American US small tip bottle fits in there just fine. So we'll put that back on there. I definitely liked that this screwed on and off. And now we'll get to the deck here. And it does have some notches, but when you have fat fingers, it's hard to grab a hold of them on a stand. But on the bottom, you'll see there is some indentions that you can hold on to. And just unscrew this guy and throw it across the room. Yay! The build deck does move, so if you feel like you're unscrewing forever and it's not coming off, you might have to do a little pull out. And if you've ever wondered how to get glass off safely, there you go. Now, of course, this added still a little bit of moisture, but Just take your thumb and kind of press and turn, and eventually it'll just pop right out. So there you go. And now you'll see there's the fill ports from the top, or I guess from the bottom. And then you have this kind of nice little like step top cap thing. It's kind of neat. They definitely made it real angular to look more like robot. And then in there you'll see, I think, a little bit of juice. But you have your chimney there, and then you have your airflow. So that's how the airflow works. Those pins just go at an angle down into there. So that's how that works. And like I said, it's real easy. You can either take, well, let's go and change out some pins here real quick so you can see how it works. You can take a flathead screwdriver, either your own or the ones from this little tri tool from the kit. It does have some pretty beefy knurling on here, but again, when you got sausage fingers, you're not going to be able to get a lot of grip on there. So you just pull them out just like that. Also, probably if I clip my nails, it might. Did somebody say something about my nails? Yeah, I need a manicure. No, I just haven't clipped them this week. My nails grow like insane. I have to clip them at least once a week. And yeah, I didn't know I was gonna really be doing this off the get-go. So see, I'm gonna lose everything. I decided, it'll be all right. And well, now I'm looking in the camera and it's like, oh, that's gross, man. So we're gonna go ahead and put in the smallest ones, just because I did have the middle ones in there and it was good. I just think it could have used a little more restriction. So what I could have done is kept the mid-size pins in there and put like a blind pin in one side to kind of restrict it a little bit better. But I like the idea of having both sides of the coil getting hit. So we'll get these back in here. Maybe. Oh, I already don't like the silence, so I'm just going to say weird stuff so it's not so quiet. See, this is usually where Spring jumps in and says something or does something. Damn it. And of course, you're live and you're not going to be able to do this. Hooray. I got one side started. So yeah, definitely if you're the kind of person like I am that has really crap feeling left in their hands, this probably isn't going to be the easiest thing for you to do. Or should have just got a normal screwdriver. That would have probably been better. This little tool it's free. Hey, let's try it. Doesn't work out so well. Okay, I think those are in there. Should be in there. Yeah, I think we're good there. So that's how they work. Just go down in there and just like that. I think that one's crooked. Uh-oh. I'm trying not to look at chat now because probably everybody's like, hey, you idiot, what are you doing? But I guess that's a good way of finding out if you have it in there, right? Just turn it upside down and you can see if that pin is going where it's supposed to be going. Never thought about that. That's kind of a cool little trick. Nah. See, now I think I screwed it up even more. There we go. There it is. See? Now you guys will actually get to see how much I usually have to edit out. Why do reviews take so long for you to make them? Well, because I got to spend like hours editing because I don't know what I'm doing. Lord. Or, excuse me, a Spring would say Lort. So there we go. So that's on there. Got the pins on there. Went ahead and got those airflow pins in there. So now let's look at the deck real quick. Now the deck, I was intelligent enough to grab a screwdriver for. So the deck, as you'll see, very, very simplistic. It's got, you know, your two posts here, and then it's got basically your guide there. Actually get it on the stand. Yeah, donut. There we go. So it's got your coil rod guide here, or coil placement guide, and then your wicking channels are down there. And what it does is it uses all these. There's like 4 of them. If I can get the light right there. There you go. It's got 4 little like wicking slots of where that juice is going to come in here, pool down there, and then you'll be able to, you know, when you take your wicks, throw them down in there, they'll be able to soak it up. And as you see, those wick channels are very small, so this is going to be one of those you really want to thin out really well. Most people will tell you if you're using a 70-30 juice for an MTL anyway, you want to thin the piss out of them. I'll tell you, even if you're probably using 50-50 juice in this guy, you'll still want to thin them out. And what I did is I put the coil in, and I put the bulk of the cotton in here, and then I took a set of tweezers, the really pointy tweezers, and actually kind of coaxed some of the poked some of the wicking down in there and make sure it actually went down in there instead of just kind of pulling up. Now I believe in the manual it says you just take and kind of fill these channels with the cotton. I went a little extreme, thinned it out, and kind of jammed it down in there, and it worked for me just fine. Never had a dry hit. It worked out really well, which I'll show you here in just a moment. But you'll see that the screws are just like any other kind of basic MTL build deck. They just, you know, come up like that. Not a ton of room. You're not going to be shoving 3-core, you know, 0.1 aliens or anything like that. Round wire is probably going to be a good thing. And also very, very small mass MTL style coils. So stuff like the super fine fused Clapton stuff that I use and Barbie uses, and even some very small mass MTL aliens. I've been actually here lately not really getting along with a lot of MTL aliens. So what I'm going to throw in there is actually one of the little MTL fused Clapton coils that I build. I shouldn't even say I build. I take them off a spool, the Vandy Vape Superfine stuff, and wrap them myself. But we're going to do this. This should be close to a 0.7 if I remember right. We'll throw this in here, and you'll see, even though this is not a chunky coil at all, you don't have a ton of room, because once you get one leg in there, let's get a little closer in here and not mess up the focus. Hello. Once you get one leg in there, it's fine. The other one, though, trying to get it in, it doesn't work real well. So that's why you want to stay away from the real bulky wire. But what you can do with something that you know works well for MTL is keep your finger on the screwdriver. There we go. Get it to sink in there, because that screw will pop out if I take my finger off the screwdriver and get it going. And I am one of those, I like to get it as close to center as possible before really getting too tight. Some people put a rod in there to hold it. With these little ones, it kind of doesn't matter if you have a rod, and trying to do multiple things at once really doesn't work out that well, at least for me. Now for you, it might. Oh, and I do that sometimes too. Come on. Now what you can do, once you have it set in there so you don't do what I just did and start spitting out the wire, is now put in your coil rod. See, and I've already shrunk down the diameter of that one wrap a little bit because it pulled. There we go. Now that it's in the 2.5 millimeter, now I can start cranking if I want. And it's not going to move the coil. Get in the frame. There we go. Yeah, it's the mini robot kit by Steamcrave. There we go. Now, if you don't put that coil rod in there and you start cranking down, it's going to start spinning and wanting to spit out that wire, and you're not going to have a fun day. You're going to be sitting there pulsing and pinching and trying to get your wire from being, or your coil from being deformed. Not a fun thing. Not a fun thing at all. All right, let's go back up here. Oh, wrong way. Back up here. Stu, he is here but late. Not a problem, man. And then Juan, what's he placing on? So yeah, that's where Barbie got you. Yeah, that's that Steamcrave mini robot, man. Little kit there. That's what we're doing. All right. Oh gosh, can't even tell you what was on there last. It was a good thing I didn't hit that button. So yeah, I'm pretty close. I said it's going to be closer to like a 7. Pre-fire it's at a 6.2, so I bet you it'll be maybe 6.5, somewhere around in there. I can get my table to stop creaking at you guys. That'd be better. But yeah, very simple coil placement. Not a lot to this. Very, very easy. One of the biggest things I would think for people that are like all screaming about innovation and how things are different is I think the mod itself is really neat. Makes this neat. But then also the fact that the MOSFET chip is waterproof. That's pretty killer in my opinion. And the fact that they're making it replaceable is another good thing. So got some cool things going on with it. And as I deform the coil a bit, way to go, dummy. And then something I do after it's been fired, go ahead and throw the rod back in and I retighten. Because sometimes after heating that wire up, it will make it a little loose. And I think we are good there. So now we'll try to take this guy off. And why I'm doing this is I want to get it to clear out the ohms and come back on. And let's see. I was a little under. So yeah, we're at a 0.76 is where that ended up being at. So that works. Now we'll throw some cotton in there. I did not grab any cotton, so I'm going to wait for that for a second, see if I can grab Barbie's attention to throw me some cotton. We'll take a look at the mod here real quick. So don't shake your head at me. She's shaking. I thought I had everything. I thought I did. Ah, my bad.
You didn't have tools. You didn't have cotton.
Oh, here we go. Now you guys get to hear her yell at me. So of course on the mod itself, you're gonna have a little Steamcrave there, and then you'll have the little cute mini robot right there, and of course engraved. And then there is your bottom. Firebolt. That'll work. Thank you. And this is where that battery adjustment comes into play, which is really nice, and your venting. So, because some of these tube mods like this, they won't give in a battery adjuster, and sometimes you might get a little bit of a rattle. But you'll see there, it's a negative there. That means, of course, positive is going to be up there. But what they did is not only, whoa, hello, it does not want to focus on that. That's weird. Probably not enough light down in it. So we'll do something creative. We'll take a flashlight. We'll take a flashlight and put it down there. There we go, kind of. Kind of. But you'll see there's they actually got the chip down in there. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Anyway, and it almost looks like, no, that's just some chip stuff in there. I thought maybe they actually put in black in there, the positive up there, but they didn't. But you'll see there is a little chip in there, a little MOSFET chip. And again, that's going to make it, whoa, the autofocus did not like that. That's going to make it almost semi-regulated for you. So you know that this is at least a semi-regulated. So I can go ahead and throw the battery in there without the atomizer on there. So don't freak out. It's protected. But we're going to go negative down. I'm going to put that in there. And then I would just suggest adjust this all the way out. And it does have a stop. It won't go all the way out. Put it in. And then do your adjustments afterwards. And there we go. So then you have, there's your glow right there. So to switch between the modes, it's 3 clicks. So 1, 2, 3. And that gets you to the next level, which is that yellow. And then 1, 2, 3. And that gets you to red. 1, 2, 3. And that gets you back to green. So it's green, yellow, red. So 3, 5, green. 3, 8 yellow, and I believe, what was it, 4? See, now I don't even remember. Let's take a look in my little handy dandy notebook. It is wrong side, because I know it's 3, 5, 3, 8, and 4, or 4, 2. Okay, 3, 5, 3, 8, and 4, 2. So green is 3, 5, yellow 3, 8, and red at 4, 2. So there you go. And we will do, we'll try it at 3, 8 first. So right there's, or 3, 5. That was 3, 8. 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't even notice that. It actually lights up in there too. That's neat. Okay. But Barbie got me cotton. So let's let's get some cotton in here. Biggest ash chewing ever because of cotton. What? So we're gonna take cotton here. Let's see, take a look at some chat here. Handy dandy backpack. Nice little starter MTL kit. Yeah, James. Mike, Bird, yeah, definitely, man. It's definitely interesting. I will say that. I was using the RTA pretty much through the week, and just kind of digging on the RTA. I didn't use the mod because, well, there's no way in heck I could take that mod to work. But I was digging on it. Like I said, the only thing I would say it's bad about it or whatever, and it's not even bad, is the fact that it came with 316 stainless steel wires, coils, and that's great for temperature control, but not really good for some people. I only use stainless because of temperature control. If I'm not using temperature control, I'm using NI80, which this coil is that MTL Superfine. It's an NI80 coil. So like I said, just taking comb this out pretty well. And I always come away from the coil a little bit because I want to fluff out the ends. I don't want to be pulling the cotton out of the coil because it's all nice and snug in there. So I start, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch or so away from the coil. And just kind of fluff it out. I shouldn't get a hit on this, but I feel for some reason tonight I feel like Bob Ross. Barbie and I just watched the documentary on him, so it's like, fluffy little cotton, little happy cotton. Just do what you want. Yeah, just do what you want, and if it feels good, if it makes you feel good, just do it. Happy little cotton. So just coming out as much as you want. Most people say, oh, you're coming out too much, but like I said, because it is an MTL device, and it does have those kind of smaller ports, I go a little heavy on it, but I also don't pull any of the cotton out of the coils essentially either. That'll help you tremendously. All right, so take it right about there at the end. Uh-oh. Got a stray. We got a stray. There we go. And we're going here. Okay, so there it is there. And again, what I tend to do is juice it up a little bit too. That helps the process. We got a getting low but little Zook decked. That's that vanilla blackberry crumble in a 12 milligram. And this pretty much has been for a while now kind of my go-to when it comes to MTL liquids now. It's either that or Shy Tots or what is it that it's over here. What is it I usually vape off of hers? It's that there it is. That Rhueberry Lemonade. Dig that a lot. Okay, let's see where we at on one. We're at 15. 15's good. 15's good to get that started. All right, we are saturated enough, I should say. And should have got my straighter. My straighter ones. These are all kind of jacked up and bent. Get in there. Get in there. Get in your home. There we go. Ooh. Yeah, you're gonna be a butt, aren't you? Okay, so here's what you do when you get in a pinch like this. You just take your shears. Improvise. Take your shears and poke it down in there.
Hey, Viking.
Yes.
Juan would like to know if you fluff all of your cotton for your builds.
So thank you, Barbie. Juan asked if I fluff all my cotton. Yes, sir, I do. For most of the bigger builds and stuff, I tend to just rake it a little underneath tickle, as Mike would probably call it, just to get stuff straight. The only ones I go really super to town on is MTLs. Not only to get it straight, but to get it really thin in case the juice isn't 50-50 or I essentially have too much cotton in there by accident. So yeah, I tend to really go to town when it comes to MTLs. But yeah, regular stuff, yeah, just to get it straight, get some strays out, stuff like that. That's one thing I did notice. It doesn't hold glass very well, which is strange for Steamcrave. It's like they definitely built this thing not to... yeah, I'm gonna have to do it again. It doesn't like to be screwed on from the top. So, and since this build deck moves... Oh, that was loud. Sorry, guys. Since this will move, it's like free float. It's kind of a pain on that end. Just grab a hold of it by these little posts. Because I pushed it down a little too tight on there. A little too much. Or as Bob would say, just a little happy accident. That's all. Just a little happy accident. I really wish I'd quit hitting my mouse. One of these times I'm going to hit it and it's going to say like in stream or something. And you just lined it up. It goes right on there. Boom. Good to go there. I keep wanting to put it back on there. We're not going to put it on there. We're going to put it on here. We're going to put it on the mod it's supposed to go on. Jeez. Now I'll show you how easy this guy is to fill. Very, very easy fill. Just almost like you're unscrewing the drip tip off of it. Put that in there. And squeeze. And in fact, it has all these different holes in there. It definitely breathes. So you don't have to worry about gurgling. Oh, except for when you don't get the tip in the hole like I just did. Darn it. There we go. And if I remember right, the straight glass is going to be 2 mil capacity. The bubble is 4 mil. All right, and that's it. That's it together. It's already starting to bubble a little bit, so that's always good news. And like I said, I have it on the... Oh, no, we're going to start it at the lowest one. So we got to go back to green. There we go. So we're going to go back to green. All right. Let me switch cameras here for you guys. Now my microphone's in the way. All right. So, good to see you guys here. Oh, wow. I totally probably missed so much. It's not even funny. Not trying to be political on the IDC. Distract us from... What? I was reading your chats. Didn't realize it was you, Mike. Have a great weekend. Great week. I'll be popping in and getting some food. Love you, brother Viking. Love you, Spring. Have a good trip. Just the tip. Ricky Rods is in here. All right. Ooh, oh, that's a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be. All right, so let's try this. Like I said, this is at the lowest voltage setting, which is the 3.5. Wow, that's really good, actually. I seriously, I think that possibly those pins going to the smaller pin helped out quite a bit. Let's see if we can bump it up, though. It is a little flat. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to the yellow setting, which is that 3.8 volt. Yeah, that is good. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on that size of pin yet, though. Let's Okay, let's try it one more time with the pins that I had in it to begin with, which are the pre-installed pins. It's like the, I believe, 1.2 millimeter pins, which I usually don't use the 0.8s on anything that has like pins or airflow settings on MTLs. I'm usually at about 1.2. It just, when I was testing it this week at work, it seemed like it was almost too airy on those bigger pins. But that is the really nice thing they did with this. So since the pins are up top, it's a snap and it's a breeze to change them out and not have to undo your build or dump out your juice or anything like that. So huge pro on there. So far, you know, like treating this like a normal review of pros and cons. Pro, I mean, of course, build quality, you guys saw it. Everything was nice and solid. No goobers, scratches, nothing jankety or anything like that. The mod itself, you know, just now using it, the fact that it's a waterproof chip, that's awesome in my opinion. Which, if it's waterproof, usually it's dustproof. The fact that the chip is replaceable is badass, because that is kind of the killer with some of those MOSFET mods like that, MOSFET tubes at least, is once that chip goes out, you're kind of SOL. This, you can actually get a chip from them, so that's pretty BA. And the fact that you do have the 3 different settings on your voltages. So let's try, we're on at 3.8 still, and again, just gotta wrong camera, but if you can see it, it's yellow. Oh, okay, definitely better. Yes, yeah. So yeah, God, I really want to switch to the other camera so bad, so I can give you guys more detail. But yeah, those pins. Let's see if we can do it this way. No, hey, it kind of works that way. Hey, there you go. So yeah, those pins, since they're up top, you can take them in and out, even though there's still juice in the tank. So, and just because I know there's going to be some people out there saying, hey, put it on the max, let's put it on max here. Oh, that was better. I'm going to read here real quick. I don't know if it said it in the book or not. With the different colors. I might have actually got the colors wrong for you guys. Let's see here. Those are protective features. Okay. All you got to do is look at the book, Viking. Dum-dum. So it actually shows in the book. So the 2 times click, if you click it twice, that'll show you your battery level. Well, here, let's do this appropriately. So, my bad. Let's go back down. Aha. Okay. So, show this off here real quick. Like it shows, if you click it twice, the different colors you got. Green is 100, yellow is 50%, and red is 25%. And then your power output levels. Red is the lowest at 3.5. Yellow is 3.8, and green is your max power. So I had those completely wrong. But as you see, if I click it twice, 1, 2, it shows, oh, well, get it in screen, dummy. Solid green. So that means I'm at 100%. And if I do the 3 clicks, 1, 2, 3, now I'm on the 3.8. Do 1, 2, 3. And red, now I'm at the 3.5. But I just took that puff off the green, which is max power, which is probably what I preferred. Yeah, that helped quite a bit, actually, because maybe that was the problem I was having during testing, was I had these pins in there, but I was staying at like, usually 3.5 to 3.8 volts on a different device, because on MTL, usually don't want to go higher than usually maybe 3.7. But this max, which is what they're considering, 4? Right at 4 volts? There you go. Winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, good. Kevin, what is going on, man? Yeah. Max power on that super fine fuse Clapton and some decked. Is that what's... I always forget what it's called. Zook decked. Yeah, decked. That vanilla blackberry crumble, 12 milligram. Yeah. Yeah. So good. Yeah, so definitely pros and pros and pros. Again, the mod went over real quick. Love that adjustable battery adjuster on there. It almost has, some people might get upset about this, but almost like a Kennedy-esque style kind of flaring to it. So that's kind of neat. I like the button. It's not something that's big and protruding like the light on the button. So the mod, in my opinion, with just the replaceable chip, MOSFET chip, is solid. I love that. It's not very fingerprinty either, which is kind of neat because it's almost brushed on the stainless, because you get stainless and you can get black. The black, I've seen, my green at Darkstar got black, and all the lettering and logos and stuff are white. So if you're a minimalist and you don't want to see a lot of logoing, definitely get the stainless. But the RTA itself, like I said, was doing pretty good. I would put it in a realm of a good MTL RTA until just now. Actually putting it on the mod and running a higher voltage in it, it's actually doing really well. But, and I know a lot of people are going to ask, I'm using a Samsung, what is that, a 20Q? I can never remember. It's like the 40T equivalent of an 18650. It's the pink one. And it never says what. I think it's because the 20S's are the blue ones. Those are the ones I use for Max because they got killer amperage. I'm thinking it's a 20Q. I think the pink Samsung 18650. There you go. Pretty sure it's a 20Q or something like that. Anyway, but it's a 3000 mAh. It's got the highest mAh of 18650s that Samsung makes, and I'm a big Samsung person. I use the Of course, the 20S's, because they can do 25 amps on an 18650. They will rock an 18650 mech tube. If it's a good solid tube like my Viking by Sarah's Vape and Arkham, it'll keep up with the 21700 with that battery in there. These are the good for the life, kind of like same with 21700s. I use the 30Ts for the amperage, so in mechs, non-regulated, and then the 40Ts, the blue, or kind of purplish blue, I use those for the regulated because they have more ma to them. There you go, Berg. Thank you. 30Q. 30Q. I don't know why I keep the... Anyway. Yeah, 15 amps, 3000 mAh. Again, since it is semi-regulated, it does have a chip in it. Don't have to worry about the amperage. No, I think you're 100% right on there, dude. I'm pretty sure it's 30Q. As soon as you said it, I'm like, I think you're right. But yeah, it does. It does have a very old school vibe with some, of course, newer stuff to it. But yeah, definitely digging it more since I rebuilt it and put it on the max voltage here. So yeah, it's good job on that, Steamcrave. It's a good little banger you got here. Yeah, that is really good. Well, this is normal when I say, hey, that's all I got, and thank you for coming to Vape with Viking. I'll catch you later. But let's see if we got a couple things here, some people here to talk to and give you guys just a little bit of time. Wow, there's only 4 of you in here. So James Rivera, Jimmy James, Mad Viking, and Mike Berg. And a lot of people up in here. Weird. Noise. And we didn't actually have a lot of people in here, so hopefully there will be a good amount of replay to check this guy out, since I think I did label it correctly, so when it uploads, it'll be in the live sections, but it's still the review, because Steamcrave did, says 9 in chat. What is the deal with that? Steamcrave did send this to me for the purpose of this review. Oh, see, that's the goofy thing. When I go through YouTube Studio, it says active participants. Go figure. Yeah, so yeah, wait, you're right. There's probably 9. Oh, that's what this other number, concurrent viewers, that's what that means. There's 9. So, yeah, I don't ever look at this stuff. But yeah, other than that, new job's going well. Starting to learn, pick up the pace and learn what I'm doing, and it's also a nice thing is it's allowing me more time with the family, which is awesome, allowing more time to deal with my medical issues, and then it's also still allowing me to get some product reviews out to you guys. So the only thing that's kind of bad about it is I got to be up at 4:30 in the morning, so I tend not to stay out too late on Friday nights. So I do apologize for that, guys. So good for you. Neil, what's going on, Neil? Oh, that's something I should check for you guys. I didn't even think about that. Let's look up one more thing here real quick, and then I will let you go on to the rest of your guys' weekends. Let's look up how much this kit is. You would think that's something I would have right off the top of my head. Guess it was not. Let's see. That's the RTA combo. There it is. So this is, of course, just Steamcrave's site. I haven't done a bunch of research to see where you can find it in other places or anything like I normally do in review. It does look like it's $79.99. Stainless or black, of course. Nice thing is what Steamcrave is doing, though, is free shipping to the U.S. via HK Post Airmail. So I did hear that they were starting to do that. So that is pretty awesome that they are doing some free shipping through airmail. So it does take still a little bit, not as bad as some sites we're not going to talk about. But it definitely will get here in a pretty decent time and free shipping. So definitely, if you can, hit it up at Steamcrave. I don't think it's actually out yet in most places. 23 millimeter. Forgot to say that. It's 23 millimeter. Again, I usually have a a list of stuff to remember to talk about when I'm doing the review. It does look like it's $45 just for the RTA alone, so I would definitely suggest getting the whole kit. I mean, it's $30 for the mod. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, I'm not really seeing it anywhere else. I've seen a couple places. It looks like they are the China sites. One place has the RTA for $34. Another place has the whole kit for $58. But those sites that I'm looking at, those are the ones that usually take like 6 to 8 weeks. So, and I was incorrect. It's 2 mils for the straight glass and 3 mils for the bubble. So, wrong on that one. Wrong a lot tonight. Barbie's fibbing. Hey, I'm still here, says Leonard Chad. Good for you, man. I'm happy. Hello, everyone. So much awesome having you home more. Jimmy J. That's what life is all about. And then, yeah, that helped a lot. And wait, I think Barbie is fibbing. Yeah, 3 mil is definitely good, especially if you're doing a round wire build, you know, like 0.7 to 1.2 ohm builds, and yeah, it will definitely it'll last a bit. The Eclipse guzzles at 3 mils. See, that's the only reason why I didn't grab the Eclipse, because the fact that it looks like it could be a guzzler, and it's small. It's very small. You're gonna be refilling the crap out of those. I've been getting my orders from FastTech in 12 days. Whoa! All right. Wow. The one that I actually just got confirmation is shipped yesterday, I think, or today, is the Fat Rabbit in the UK right now. Everybody is tripping hard on that Fat Rabbit, saying it is a banging RTA at 28 millimeter, and I got one coming in for that. That'll be nice if it's half as good as everybody's ranting about. The Blotto Mini, hell yeah, Wit. Blotto Mini or the Blotto Burrow. Really looking for that Blotto Burrow. And yeah, you're right, Jimmy. You know, the Guzzler's Chuck. Mike Berg, I want a Fat Rabbit too. Yeah. The nice thing is I think it was Hell Vape had actually gotten with Darkstar / Mike, and they started stocking the shop over there like 20 at a time, and got a good price on it. So I was like, let's go, let's do this. Neil just got a Drag X Professional and an Eclipse in on Tuesday. Cool. Yeah, I've been hearing great things about the Eclipse, just constant filling, and that's like, But yeah, normally, except for when I'm at work, I've been using the crap out of Steamcrave stuff, Steamcrave and QP. So like I said earlier today, I'm on the Hydron Pro, the lipo mod with the Ragnar. That'll suck down some juice. Mr. Witt, thank you. A little Asgard 30 on there, and a Hydron Pro with the backpack, because I'll go through that. And then the M25. The gunmetal or the solid matte black? On the Fat Rabbit? Yes, Mike. I actually got it in solid matte black. It's coming in solid matte black. I do love gunmetal, but like one thing I kind of dislike, it's not even a dislike, but sometimes, especially out in the sun, that's hard to see, the gunmetal. It's hard to see if I have the top and the juice wells open correctly on the gunmetal. It's a beautiful finish, but and normally I just go nuts over gunmetal, and this one's probably one of the more beautiful gunmetals, but it is kind of hard to see that damn juice well. I was always a Steamcrave fan. Yeah, I always have been, and not just because they just make huge devices and I'm compensating, but stuff like the Ragnar, they were, I wouldn't say one of the first, but one of the first mainstream to do the bottom and side airflow to that coil. That makes that thing just chuck out flavor, and that's why I was really interested in the Fat Rabbit and of course the M25 because they have the bottom and side airflow. The only thing that I would say that was kind of not really a pain, but there was a bit of a learning curve to the M25 of where to dial both those airflows at, where with the Ragnar it was really easy, just the one full slot and of course the bottom open. No matter what builds in there, that kills it every single time. You just got to adjust your wattage. This one, it does depend on what juice I'm running, and basically if I have it on a mech or regulated, I got to kind of play with it from time to time, but I got it pretty much dialed in. Most of the time I can have it, I need to switch my other camera, about halfway open both sides, or top and bottom, and it usually does pretty well. But yeah, so we're actually a little past an hour. That's a really long review. So sorry about that, guys. It's like I said, when you don't get to edit all that stuff out, my Steamcrave reviews are usually about 40 minutes long, and I cut them down to about 20-ish or so. So just because I like going over every little thing. I do a 0.6 Clapton in the Eclipse, 2.5 at 40 watts, and it still drinks the juice. Wow, really? And that's just the thing, is that's the only reason why I was like, oh, I like that Eclipse and everything, but man, that thing is tiny to only have 2 mils. So, Mike Berg, good night, man. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your 3 days if you get one. There you go. Yeah, I can't whine about that too much. I get 4 days off now. I used 2.5 aliens at 40 watts. Nice. Yeah, like I said, I just haven't been getting into the MTL aliens that much anymore. Or I guess that wouldn't be an MTL alien, just 2.5. Because you're talking about the Eclipse. But yeah, I've never really had a stock of 2.5 or 2.5 millimeter aliens to try in some of the small single coil stuff. Usually I'll just jam a 3 in there. And if it's too much, then I'll take and use just like a dual core fuse Clapton or something like that, and wrap that at 3, and it's small enough that it works. Charlie, what the hell did Charlie get in here? What's up, Charlie? I got that new Caliburn A2 on the way. Come at me, bro. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. I actually had no clue about the Caliburn A2. But, alright guys and gals, it's definitely past that time, so I really hope you enjoyed the live, basically, review of the mini robot combo by Steamcrave. So again, definitely shout out to Steamcrave. Thank you so much for sending it to me for the purposes of review, and now definitely my enjoyment. Said hi earlier, I was busy. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, so sorry, Charlie. I knew that was going to happen, too. I was going to focus so much on the review aspect, I was going to space off chat. So sorry about that, guys. So this won't be a habitual thing, by the way. It's I definitely like the end product better after I've gotten to edit it, and I don't look like I'm a fumbling fool. So I like that way too much not to keep doing stuff live. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Miss you, man. Miss you, Scott. Miss Scott so much, man. But yeah, definitely shout out to Darkstar. And oh my god, I didn't see all my labels are jacked up too. What? And the fact that I hate this camera quality. It's just like, I like my Sony. Logitech sucks. So when you get used to one. But shout out to Mike motherfucking Green at Darkstar. Thank you so much for all the juices they do, and give me cool stuff that I buy from you, but you send it overseas for me, so thank you so much. And shout out to Miss Jane at Shy Tots. Thank you so much for your support as usual. Even though you've been MIA forever, get your butt in chat, woman. Jeez. So, but yeah, definitely shout out to those guys for always helping out me, Spring, TRV crew, and of course, the gonna lose my train of thought here. Shout out to, of course, again, Steamcrave. Thank you guys so much for sending me the products consistently for a year now. You guys have been really, really good to me. So, but as usual, you guys know, if you give me something and it's bad, I'm gonna tell you guys it's bad. But that's the nice thing. They've been pumping out some really, really good products. Like I said, the Ragnar just boom, that like killed them, and then the Hadron mods. Definitely can't wait for the Hadron Light, the little side by side. As far as I know, it can hold up to, I know at least 25, but possibly up to 26 millimeter RTA 21700 little side by side, and it's got this really cool like almost like rubbery finish to it, if that's the final that they stay with. So it's going to be nice and grippy in the hand, and the top fire, I'm just super excited for whenever that thing gets out. So, but anyway, that is all I got tonight for the mini robot combo. Like I said, you could definitely try to grab it at Steamcrave, and here hopefully soon you'll be able to get it at your favorite e-shop or even local brick and mortar. So, but hey, that's all I got. So I just want to thank each and every one of you yet again for coming to Vape with a Viking, and I'll check you later.